Replacing this, the glass portion of this seal failure window right here. These are Milgard windows, and Milgard has been just fantastic about helping me out here. I am out of warranty, and they shipped 4 brand new glass panes all the way from Seattle to Honolulu. I actually brought it right to my house here out to the southwest side in a big crate. So I wanted to kind of document the process of removing and replacing these. Definitely worthy of mention is the crate preparation that they sent these 4 windows in. I mean, it is just a massive, serious container with real thick cardboard inserts, 2x4 bracing. I mean, this thing was heavy duty. Nothing was going to break in this thing. I thought that was pretty impressive, especially since they shipped it for free. So the first thing I'm going to do, take a little putty knife and try to pop out this trim strip right here. This little chunk down there. I may have to take this whole window out, but this first level of trim strip is what we're trying to actually get at and pop those guys out. So let me work at that. Oops, sorry, didn't even have my camera anyway. Let me work on that off camera and I'll try to show you what I'm doing. Okay, so the thin flexible putty knife popped in pretty easy. Kind of try not to destroy the molding on there. Sure, I'm gonna work at that and kind of try to pop it out. Might get a different tool. So try to use this a little more rigid. Not so worried about cracking the glass on this, but I still don't want to shatter it, of course. I really need to use both hands, so you get the principle. Just try to pop that out. So I believe what's going to end up working is it's able to just pop this lip out, so it's riding a little bit higher right there, as you can see. And now I'm able to get at the bottom here and just kind of pry it up out of the channel. That's what it was. Okay. So pry it out till you get the lip going. The first one should be your hardest strip. And just slowly work it up out of the channel. Oops, sorry. Slowly work it up out of the channel. Definitely want to break this. I don't have time to go get any more of these trim strips anywhere. I don't even know where to buy them here. And that's... Oh, I thought I broke that. That's just for the... Imagine that's for... weep holes or something. Anyway, that was there before. And now I'll just get the rest of these 3 trim strips off there. I might have to take this window off to get it there. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. Glass is not just going to fall out. Figure is worth mentioning, as you take those trim strips off, lay them down somewhere in the exact space and sequence. This is the bottom strip, this is the top strip, left and right, so that you have perfect fits when you put this stuff back. Okay, now that we have all the 4 trim strips off, we can get at the actual glass right there in the corner and take our measurement, make sure that they sent us the right size glass before we take this one off. So the bottom, we are at 17 and 11/16. So let's see, 17 and 10/16. That's good. That'll fit. 17 and 10/16. So measure the top. I'm sure it's the same, but it doesn't hurt. Just want to make sure we're not too tight. Sorry, this is hard one-handed. All right, and we're at 55 1/4, and we're at 55 1/4. So good to go. Let's remove this window. Okay, so now the way we're going to remove that window is, you can see through the, you can't really see through glass very well, but see there's that little yellow line right there. That's the back side of some double-sided sticky tape, the yellowed side of that. So we've got to go to the inside of the window On the inside, we're going to put this $8 Home Depot glass tile and glass tile and something else, suction cup. We're going to put that on the inside of the window, and then that's what we're going to use to make sure that our window doesn't get away with us and just tip this way forward. And we're going to take the thin putty knife on the inside again, and we're going to slide it down just wherever we can at that double-sided sticky tape, and we're just going to jab down at it so that we can release it from this window sash. Decided I'm going to do this the easy way. I mean, I was definitely doing it the hard way by leaving it in. So since this is an openable window, we're going to go ahead and just remove it entirely. So just unlock it, lift from the bottom, and you'll be able to pull this thing right out of the window here. Let's see if I can set the camera up to show that. Get my camera, so. There we go. There we go. Now we can work on this on a stable platform outside. Okay, so we took the window sash off, obviously, so now we're just going to get down in here, and that's where we're going to just get rid of that double-sided sticky tape. So let's do that all the way along there, break that seal, and we'll be able to pull this entire window frame just straight up off there. Once you get this knife all the way down to where it bottoms out here on the frame, you should be able to kind of use it like a knife almost, and just slicing that bead of sticky tape till you get closer to the corners. Okay, now that we got that entire seal broken, I mean, you can just see where it's peeled off there. You should be able to just lift this guy off. Yeah, so there you go. That's how you remove the old panel. And now we just reverse. We have to clean off that old tape on the other side of this vinyl frame, reverse engineer the process. A little shop safety note. When you're handling this glass, these edges are obviously razor sharp like glass. So cut myself there a little bit last week just when I was unloading the new glass windows. So definitely wear some gloves when you're handling the raw glass like that. And now, as you can see, left behind's a little bit of the sticky residue. So we'll work on that with a putty knife along there and clean this up. Just a little grind job. Okay, now we've gotten all the tracings of the double-sided sticky tape off of here that we can. I'm still going to go behind myself and take some rubbing alcohol and just clean this up, make sure there's no finger oils, greases, etc., so that my next double-sided sticky tape that I put on there takes really, really well. Just to go a little extra step. I think it'll be worth the time spent. However, I will note that when I took off this double-sided sticky tape here, the little seams in the Milgard's fabrication, I mean, there's a raised lip down in here, so that sticky tape does make up for a lot of inconsistencies already. I mean, this area here has got a lip of, the vinyl fabrication. There's a lip right in this corner as well. So it doesn't have to be super smooth. Do the best you can. I scraped it quite a few times to make it as smooth as possible before I alcohol wipe and then sticky tape this thing. Okay, and that's how much dirt came out of that area. So it's not exactly clean in there. One of these two stops, one sits at this side right in here, and the other's going to sit right in there. One fell out here, so basically it's a channel. So make sure you put it back in the same way that it fell out. If you need a reference, you can always use the one that didn't fall out, hopefully. And I mean, it fits right into this groove right up in here if it does, and it won't go back in the other way. So it's pretty actually take that back, hang on. And there I go learning my own lesson. So you can see the one that didn't fall out, that was from the factory, had the, there you go, had this lowest leg resting against the bottom. So actually I would have had that in there backwards had I not followed my own YouTube instructions. So anyway, there you go. Now the window will be ready to rest on that. And then next, now that our alcohol has completely dried on here, we'll take our double-sided sticky tape. This stuff is, oh, hang on. All right, this stuff is 3/8 of an inch wide. And if I remember correctly, and it looks like it, 1/16 of an inch thick. It looks like 1/16 for sure. It's pretty thin. So we'll roll it out on this first area here, basically all the way from the break there. Just run it up the same line where you'll see a little bit of the residue from before. Make sure it's all inside of this lip that's going to be visible right there. That's all you're really caring about. I don't know if this is important or not, but the first inch or so of this, I'm going to go ahead and waste it out and get rid of it, just in case it's not as sticky as the rest. So this stuff has some pretty good adhesion though. As I'm going here, I'm doing about maybe 8 to 10 inches at a time. Pull on it just a little bit, make sure it's tight, and stick it down so you don't get any wrinkles in this as you go up the length. And if you do it in shorter lengths like that, it'll also help you to keep a consistent line and make sure you don't go over that the white lip to the right on the inside of this, and you don't get too far to the left. As you get to the end piece here, just kind of forecast where it's going to land, and and just cut that piece with a razor blade. Okay, now we have a really good tight run, wrinkle free all the way along. Let's see, where did I see that? We get really close to the edge here, but it's by the time you take that tape off, it's the double-sided tape is still inside of that. And then on this end, I just preemptively lifted this a little bit to make sure I have an easy grab at that when I need to pull it off, to take the protective plastic off of there to reveal the sticky side. So we'll just go ahead and finish up the remaining surround. And of course, when we're matching up with this 90-degree angle on this one to go that way, we don't want a jagged non-90. We want to make sure this window is perfectly sealed. So I just put it down on this wax paper, ran a razor at a 90 through there, cut off that piece, and start with that. Okay, for the last step, what I want to do is, if you were to push out on this vinyl, it's very flexible when there's no glass in there. So I want to put it up at sort of just a tilt angle to take any kind of pressure, make sure there's no bowing pressure outward on the sides here. And then for the double-sided sticky tape, make sure that you got these guys back in place. Okay, so we got one left, one right. I took off the blue protective tape on this one, so that's sticky revealed. This one here, just take it up about 2 inches or so and then bend it through the other side. Same thing on the top. Give yourself a little bit of room, but you don't want to move too much in case you drop that glass in there and it's not in the right place. It's less for you to have to deal with and clean up. This stuff is really sticky. So we're gonna lean in from the bottom. So we're gonna take the glass in, make sure you got it facing the correct way. We're gonna drop it into the bottom there. We're on top of those supports, and it should just tilt right in. And as we start tilting, we're gonna continue to pull our sticky tape up. So now we need our suction cup. This is the outside of the window, and you can notice that the latch that you open on the inside, of course, is that way. And this is the side of the glass that I want facing out here. So this side will have the sticky on it when it's done, and therefore we're gonna do our suction cup right about yay. All right, and I'll tell you what, I've got the suction cup on there, and boy, it really feels like it's on there tight. However, I'm not gonna trust that entirely. I'm gonna try to hand carry this window as much as I can over into there while I lean it in. I only have one shot at this, and it's got to happen today. So I've got to get these windows replaced. So we're gonna take off all these packing stickies that are all over it, and we'll start leaning it in. I'll choose that as the bottom. It doesn't matter. They're both the same measurements from that way and that way. And now this is about the best viewing angle I could get with my cell phone. cushion so I can set it down temporarily by make final motions. Again, the shim on the bottom should work for the height. And I just have to make sure I do left to right correctly. Left. Need a little bit to the left here. There. It's about a 8 1/4. Go back to the right just a hair. About as even as I can get it. Touch it. There, I'm lucky. It's in the right spot, but it will stick real quick. Push it down the bottom. That bottom edge nice and stuck. Before I lean it in though, let's go ahead and check the top. Make sure the top edge looks like it'll fall in. See, it's like really crooked right now, so this thing's flimsy like this. You really gotta work it up in there and make sure that you're going evenly. So, be off like that. So make sure you straighten up that frame. Kind of pin it in with your fingers up here. Get it even left and right. I should be able to start with drawing this blue carefully so you don't break it off. Draw that. Draw the other side. And you should be able to get rid of that top strip. Now we're just manipulating it left to right and letting it drop in. Man, take your time on this section here. One chance at this. Even there, there. That's it. Okay. Now, get a good work over. Make sure she's on that sticky tape. And pinch it, pressing on both sides. Let me show that. If I show enough. What you're doing is you'll grab just on this PVC frame here and push it on the actual glass and just work your fingers all the way around. Make sure you get a really nice good tight seal on that between the glass and double-sided sticky tape for insulation properties. And then also the better you do on that and get it really smushed down, the easier it's going to be to put your glazing strip back on. Those things are rumored to go on pretty tough. Might even need a piece of 2x4 to smack that on there. We'll see. So let me do the rest off camera. Okay, let's work the glazing strip on. This piece is the full width left to right, so I'll start with one of those that covers it all. Kind of slide it halfway up in there and click. And there's, I'm gonna have to do this off camera. Basically, you'll just work that in and click it on up. It'll snap into place. Let's just show this at different stages of the process. Don't hesitate to use a piece of 2x4 or something and give it a little tap up in. Just be careful, work it up in there and should slide. See how I got a little bit of a gap right there? I want to pop that down, so I'll just, with 2 hands, I'll just tap that down a little bit. Okay, we've got our bottom glazing strip in, we've got our top. Now we can pop in the left and right and be done. And there you go, that's how you'll do a Hoakalei Kamakana and probably Kipuka Milgard window replacement.